Alright, we're starting.
And welcome to Talking Time with Caffeine, the only podcast where we talk about everything but caffeine while consuming it.
Whoa.
Today's main topic is provided by Snick1990. Because
he's eating a cupcake,
problems.
That's why.
Cupcakes, that's why.
Cupcake problems. But before we get to this next topic, anybody else have anything to talk about?
I mean, I got this game, which is kind of cryptic, but I like it. Hey, I killed the dragon.
It's the first open-world Zelda game since Breath of the Wild.
It's the first game and the first open-world Zelda game.
Whoa. This is my last week of being 17. So there's that.
And I have been sleeping a lot lately. Yesterday, Tuesday it was like, Monday it was like 50 degrees outside, but it was raining all day. So, yay! Irony.
See, you have sunshine. We have like snow. We had a late start schedule in school because of it.
Oh no, we had snow too. We've had snow for the last 3 weeks. Yesterday we had one. Yesterday we had one good warm day. It was raining, so it was useless.
I don't get anything but sun.
Because you live in Phoenix.
If it snowed down there, it would be a wrath of God type situation.
Wrath of the gods.
Schneck, anything to say?
Earlier today I had a topic to talk about, but I forgot it.
Sorry, Snick. Forgetfulness was last season's episode. Alright, so I guess we go right to the main topic then already. So lately, Snick has been feeling a little bit down with his communication skills. He's always been anti-social media because of his. I think like his mom made him shut his MySpace down a long time ago.
Oh, did I tell that story last week?
Not here. I think you told us.
Nice dog bark.
I don't think you did it on the podcast. I think it was like a separate thing.
Okay. So I might have to.
Backstory time.
Again.
I'll have to explain. I have to go throw this shell out, but give me a minute.
Damn. Schnick could have done this before the podcast started, but nope.
We'll be back after these messages.
Bum 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 bum.
Now you have to insert the Simpsons technical difficulty sign with the drunk guy.
No, here's what you really need to hear. Ba-ba-da-ba, Skinner. You know how that song goes.
No, I don't actually.
You don't know how that song goes?
No.
Is that the one of the?
Do you not even know about the steamed hams meme?
Not really.
How?
Steamed hams, even though they're grilled.
See, Vandillion knows about it. I thought you said we were having steamed clams. Oh no, I said steamed hams. That's what we call hamburgers. You call hamburgers steamed hams. Yes, it's a regional dialect. Okay, I'm just gonna stop. This is getting nowhere.
Wow.
I'm sorry, but not
Is that
sorry.
really a meme?
Yes, that is really a meme. Look it up. Get with the times.
It's from the Simpsons episode where they told a little time stories for everybody. And Lisa got gum in her hair. And Nelson was beat up by a tall guy in a clown car. So
Brandon, I'm going to show you that meme after the podcast.
Of course you are.
Yeah, of course I am. You're going to love it. Anyways.
Ow.
Oh, I know what podcast topic I wanted to talk about.
Okay.
I don't know if you want to save it for another episode, but I basically just wanted to recount another kind of long elementary school schnick, middle school schnick story.
You want to do it after the main topic or before the main topic?
Maybe. I just wanted to recount. This is actually not a retarded story involving me.
Oh, thank God.
It was more so a story about like the one time something went right for me, and then it was promptly taken away.
Oh, damn it.
Wow.
Which kind of does tie in to how I've been feeling.
So as long as it ties into communications, let's go for it.
It does kind of tie in, then I can go tell the story of how I've never been on social media. So here's what happened. So, as early as I was thinking about it only because I was at a Taekwondo club yesterday, and I was thinking about this particular story. So, as far back as like 3rd grade, I remembered seeing like karate stuff on TV. Like I never saw the Karate Kid or anything. At least not back then. But my dad actually started considering sending me to karate classes.
I was in those, although it was more like Taekwondo.
Well, mine was Taekwondo too, but my dad just generically called it karate.
I think that's what my dad called it.
I also was in Taekwondo for 3 months.
Then again, I'm not sure if it was Taekwondo or it was Tung Sudo.
Neither do I.
I think it was...
Yeah, what is that?
I don't know. I think it was a variant of Taekwondo. All I remember is that the one that I eventually ended up at only had like 5 levels of belt, whereas the club I attend has more than that.
Neither was I, Sprout. Neither was I.
Like, at the place I was originally at, it only had white, orange, green, red, and black. And then the one I'm at now, the club, it's white, yellow, orange, green, purple, which I'm at right now. Probably not going to get higher than that, if we're being honest, But then after that, we got blue, red, red, yellow, red, black, black, white, black, yellow, and then black.
Black and yellow.
That sounds familiar to me because I think I have a yellow black belt.
Oh, okay.
I only got past white.
Yeah, black is probably really hard to get, but you get a belt with your name printed on it.
Plus, there's different levels of black belts too. You go black, like different black belt levels.
What the hell?
Yeah.
So what, you get black, then dark
black belt,
then blacker, then blackest?
Well, maybe, I think it's called black belt level 1, level 2, level 3, I forget how many levels there are, but once you get black, because black belts learn from other black belts, higher black belts in the black belt chain of command.
And then eventually you get blackest.
My black belt I had was like, I don't know if they did it like not right or whatever, but it was like an in-between belt between yellow and orange.
Yeah, because my black belt sensei at the time had his own black belt sensei that he learned from.
What the hell?
All I know is I would never reach black belt.
That little black belt level 20, whatever there is. I'm gonna look this up. So go on with your story.
Alright, well, here's what happened. So my dad was looking around trying to find a place that had classes available. And then 4th grade comes, okay? My gram tells me, oh, do your homework, you gotta stay up here. Your dad's taking you to something. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
So I sit upstairs, and then he calls me outside. He comes out of the car, tells me to get in the car. He drives me. He ends up taking me to a fitness center. Not a karate class, a fitness center.
Okay.
And he says, until I find a karate class, you're going to be here. And essentially it was like, oh, we did like little cardio exercises, like jogging in place, like stretching exercises, like all this basic stuff, but what is that?
Hey, someone's having a lot of background noise. Vandalia,
Yeah?
we can hear whatever you're playing.
I'm not playing... Oh, yeah? I'm playing something?
What?
Probably my living room TV, whatever.
Oh.
Alright, well now it's
Since you
gone.
told me to get on desktop, I'm literally in the den, so I'm pretty sure you can hear the TV.
Damn
I
it.
thought there was a hole here.
Well, it got loud all of a sudden. Oh my god. Well, now it's gone.
It's on forever.
That's weird.
But anyways, I found it out.
Well,
Sorry, go on.
Whoa,
did you
it
find
came to
out?
life. Oh my good god.
Guys, listen. Continue.
okay. So I was so my dad, had me going to the fitness center once a week, and here's the thing. My dad and my ma had me going to trying out numerous different sports, numerous different activities, and I either sucked at them or hated them. They had me playing on a soccer team when I was like 4 years old. I literally kicked the ball once, and I just sat on the ball for the rest of the practice.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Soccer, you sit on the ball.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, I guess it's better than imaginary soccer.
Oh! Sparrow was in the...
Imaginary soccer?
Sparrow was in karate too.
Hey! I actually said something to him like 10 minutes ago. Thank you. Sorry,
Well,
I
I
didn't mean to
knew
be
he was
rude.
in. I didn't have to say anything. But yeah, so soccer ended like that. Then they had me try out ice skating. My sister ended up excelling at it. She kept at it for several years. Let's just say I only stayed in it 1 year, and my ma ended up filming my only ice skating show.
Wait, you had an ice skating show?
Yeah, we could be in like little ice skating shows, doing like little formations.
Oh, well.
I just wish I had that show with me right now. It is something, it is probably one of the most glorious things you'll ever see.
Wow.
Really?
Do you want me to just describe what happened to the best of my ability?
Sure.
Oh.
Well, for one thing, out of everyone in my group, I was the only one wearing a helmet, so that's telling. And essentially, all I could do, essentially, we had to do like all these movements, like spread your legs out, close them back in, kind of stuff like that, and like skate around in circles.
Yeah.
All I could skate was by shuffling, like that.
Jeez.
So the video starts with me literally holding on to an instructor and slowly shuffling to my position with me holding up all the kids behind me. And then as soon as we start our show, which was set to the song "You're a Grand Old Flag," okay.
Okay.
And I start shuffling slowly again. I can't keep up with everybody. So an instructor had to heroically, so to speak, hold me and drag me along for the entire show. Next time we have an episode when I'm at home, I'll play the video. But
Oh, no.
But yeah, so let's say they had me trying out all these activities and they did not work out. The fitness center, they got it right. My dad got it right. I loved being there. Everyone was super nice to me. I was actually talking to kids there. They were talking to me. And the instructors were always really happy to see me. Probably the only thing they did wrong was once my sister asked if she could play in there, and they kind of rudely told her members only. But that's, I mean, I guess that's what you pay for, one kid only.
One kid at a time?
I guess, I don't know.
Huh.
Maybe she just asked the wrong person, or maybe they didn't even know she was related to me.
Well, what do you mean by rudely? Like, was it really rude, or?
No, I don't think so.
Oh.
I think, like, I guess, I don't remember exactly what they said, but I'm pretty sure they didn't make her cry or anything. But they just loved, like, the instructors just loved seeing me. I was talking with kids. Like, and it was a very basic thing that I could do. It was just, like, no different from being in a gym class. You know?
Well, gym class has been a while since I've done that, one of those.
That's what that was like. Like, it was something very basic. So a couple of months goes by, and I of course like going there. Then all of a sudden, my dad says, "I found a karate class. You're going today." And he takes me to the karate class, and predictably, I take a few classes, and at first, I was still going to the fitness center with the karate class simultaneously. Only difference is the fitness center was like once a day, whereas the karate class the fitness center was like once a week, and then it was either once or twice a week, and then the karate class was 3 times. So.
Do you have to bow to get? You have to bow to get into the class.
No.
Yeah, we had to bow. Tell me what we did the bowing thing.
Whenever we stepped on the mat and crap, they told us to do that.
Well, I didn't do it. In fact, the thing is, the class was not taught by anyone of like Japanese, Chinese, or Korean origin. Like, it was all the instructors were American. I think there was one British woman.
Isn't that how it typically is? Just American people?
So mine was.
Yeah.
No. Sometimes like the guy who we have at my Taekwondo club, we have the Grand Master. He's actually Korean. And he actually runs, like, classes. So.
Does he speak English?
Oh, yeah, he does.
Speaking of a Grandmaster, I looked it up. Apparently, there are 10 levels of belts below black belt. Once you get black belt, there's 10 degrees of black belts. At least in karate. At least in karate there is. I don't know if the other ones are different than karate, but it's like white, blah 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 blah, yellow, then up to brown, then black, and then once you get black, you go up 10 more degrees of black belts.
Jeez.
So 20 total.
Well,
that's crazy.
Anyways, so getting back to my story. So at first, I was taking the karate classes and the fitness center simultaneously.
Double fitness.
Yeah, and the thing is, the karate classes were about no different from all the other things, the soccer, the ice skating. I was not, I mean, granted, I was better at it than those, but still, I was fat back then. Still kind of fat right now. I could not keep up with the class, and not to mention, the kids at the karate class were not that nice. Probably didn't help that my retarded elementary school schnick behavior kind of held over there, but still. At the fitness center, people didn't care.
I was middle school when I was in karate.
Then again, I think the freaking elementary school schnick retarded behavior became because the karate classes bored me. I was bored. Whereas the fitness center, I never was bored. I don't know. It's just some. I don't know. It's just something about just doing punches and kicks repeatedly over and over and over again. Whereas the fitness center always had us doing something different.
That's part of the reason why I quit it after a while.
It got repetitive for you?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, and not to mention, like I said before, the kids were not that nice. I mean, some kids would at least talk to me, but the thing is, they generally didn't talk to me casually. Like, they just kind of did it in a joking manner. No one really wanted to socialize for long. In fact, there was a very, very, very rude thing one of them did that I never forgave them for, and when I told my gram the story of what happened, she got fucking pissed.
Was it like a classmate or a sensei or what?
It was a classmate.
Oh no.
Snick. Sorry to interrupt your story real fast, but I think Sparrow mentioned a game that you already have in chat.
What is it? I can't read the chat.
Oh. The Disney collection.
Disney Afternoon?
Yeah.
Disney Afternoon collection? Yeah, I got that.
What's it about?
All it is like 6 NES games.
For like DuckTales, DuckTales, Chip and Dale Rescue Rangers, Tailspin, Darkwing Duck.
Dude, just emulate those games.
Except in the Disney Afternoon collection, you could actually rewind your mistakes.
I'm pretty sure there's emulators that let you rewind. So
whatever.
Even so, there's save states, so it's like the same thing.
Whatever. So, now, here's what happened. A family member of mine pretty much almost died. He got hit in the head with a brick or something.
Oh.
Yeah.
That hurt like hell.
That prevented me from return, because the thing is, during the summer, I would not attend the class. Okay?
Okay.
And then my return to the class after the summer was over was postponed because he was in the hospital.
Okay, that sounds reasonable.
Thankfully he made a recovery and he's still around today with no permanent damage, so that's good.
Oh, that's good.
It is good. So when I returned to the class, the sensei was like, "Hey, look, Nicholas is back." And then when all of us kids are sitting on the training mat waiting for class to begin, I was like, "Oh, hi everyone. Sorry I wasn't back last week. It's just my uncle got hurt." I kind of said it like that, but it was kind of awkward. Like, I ended up going into more detail. And eventually one of the girls just kind of looked at me. She was like this. Yeah, are we even listening to you?
It sounds familiar.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah, I may have told it before.
You might have, but whatever.
Like, the thing is...
It's new to Mario.
Okay, go on.
Mario, what'd you think of that, though?
Think of what?
What'd you think of what she said?
Kids can be douchebags sometimes.
Do you know, like, an estimation of how old she would be?
She was probably... I was in fifth grade at the time, and she was probably no more than 1 year younger than I was, maybe the same age.
Fuck her parents.
Little kids can really be that way, though.
Little kids, well, we were not, like, at my age then, we were not little.
Her parents must have been shitty.
Yeah, so... The thing is, back then, anytime kids got pissy like that at me, I would always just laugh it off, or just think they were joking around, playing around, something like that. What she said, even back then, it pissed me the fuck off.
Yeah.
Like, I could have lost a family member, and you're telling me that shit?
Yeah, I would be fucking flipping my shit.
Mm-hmm.
I was like this close from just opening my mouth and going ballistic, but the sensei called us over, line up, now. And, like, which was the key to stop talking.
Okay.
Honestly, it was that kind of bullshit. After what she said, I just chose to never speak with any of the fellow classmates in that class ever again.
I probably wouldn't either. So.
Yeah. And honestly, after what she said, I wanted out of that class more than ever. Which brings me back to when I first joined. So I made it clear that I wasn't really digging the karate class. I mean, when I was a white belt, it was fine, because, you know, when you're a white belt, when I was a white belt, the sensei kind of made it a little fun, you know?
You're no longer a noob now.
Yeah, like, yeah, he kind of made it a little fun. Like, sometimes I remember one time we did this weird train activity where we all had to hold on to our belts and drag each other across the gym.
Wow.
But that was
interesting.
Yeah, but when we were white belts, we got to do stuff like that. But to finally but when I got to orange belt, that's when things got super serious. No more fun, no more games. You gotta get those forms right.
Damn video game, smash video game, smash
video game, smash video game.
I'm sorry. That freaking YTP is hilarious.
Yeah.
No more playing around. This is serious. Now it's serious. You're an yellow belt.
No more.
What's funny is that in my current Taekwondo club, even the black belts keep breaking off the joke.
No more Mr. Nice Guy.
Well, they didn't do the bowing thing, but once you got tradition, but once you got yellow, then it's no more games.
Well, we didn't have yellow. We had only 5 belts.
Why the sudden change, though? That seems really strange that they would do it for white belts, but then change everything.
We had 5 belts. So the level 5 was alright. Level 5 was black. That's like very small.
Yeah, like all colors. It was at that place was white, orange, green, red, and black.
That's a weird. That's weird. Was that even a real thing?
I guess, I don't know. I think the place still exists, so if you really want, I could walk in. Maybe
go up there and ask them, hey, are you legit place, or are you just floating around here?
Alright, well, so I'll say this. So, obviously, the karate class, I thought it was okay at first, but clearly as I went on, I started to hate it more and more. But the fitness center I still loved. So what does my dad do? Oh, you're leaving the fit. He's like, oh, you're not going to the fitness center anymore. I'm not paying for both.
Jeez. And
I actually got sad. Like the one time he found an activity I actually liked, and he made me leave it to go to another one in the long list of ones I didn't like. And the sad thing is, the instructors are like, have fun at karate. Please, come back one day. We'd like to see you again. Truth is, now I can never see them again because the place ended up shutting down.
Oh my god.
Yeah. Well, it was years afterward, but it happened. Now the building where the place once stood is like a hairdresser.
So it wouldn't have even mattered.
I mean, well, the thing is, the place did not shut down until around the time I left the karate class, so...
Oh my god. That's Final Destination shit right there.
Yeah.
Just like with my freaking motorized bicycle situation and my electric bicycle. Like, fuck.
Yeah, like, right after that, the place was, like, abandoned. And even if it was still open, it was, like, for elementary schoolers. I was in 7th grade by the time I left the karate class, so I was too old. Still, would have liked it if I could have spent, like, more than another year there.
Yeah, I see
Like,
what you mean.
it was only for,
All I
like,
spent...
It was only for kids?
Yeah, it was, like, only for kids.
Wasn't there a teenager version of it?
Maybe, but my dad wasn't going to go looking around. Karate was too important. But the thing is, I only spent a few months there. I spent most of the rest of 4th grade at the karate class, and like I said, when I was a white belt, it was fine. Once I got to an orange belt, that's when all the action picked up. That's when I was starting to hate it more. I get the who cares comment about a family member dying. I'd like to see what happens if you get a similar experience. And you expect me to care, right?
Exactly.
So, thing is, I was making it much more blatantly obvious to my dad that I did not like it there. My dad stubbornly kept insisting to me, you're not quitting karate, you're going to learn to defend yourself, and you're going to thank me.
And you never did, didn't you?
I never learned to thank him for it, because obviously in today's society, fighting the bullies is only going to get you in trouble.
Oh,
And
yeah. That's true.
Funny thing is, I wasn't even getting bullied back then.
No, really, it's like you're being bullied. Who cares? You fought back at your bullies. Suspended.
Exactly. That's how it is. It's so stupid.
There's only one thing that my school does right that my old high school doesn't do right about fighting. You know what that is?
What?
You can intervene, but only in a specific way. The only way you could intervene without getting in trouble is if you get between the two people and try and separate them, like, I don't know, like this, or something like that. You'd have to look at the stream, but basically, to describe, it's like you're trying to push the two away while you're you're in between them. That's basically what I'm doing. That's the one thing that you can do and not get in trouble for it. Huh?
My high school still does that wrong.
Yeah, your high school, or my old high school, Brandon, literally you can't do shit. So if someone is beating on another person and they're bleeding, guess what? You can't do anything unless you want to get in trouble.
Try to intervene, you get suspended.
Yeah, I think that's stupid.
Literally it. It's so stupid.
What's ironic is that when I saw a fight going on where literally someone was beating on another person, and there was blood dripping, by the way, when I saw that, at the time, I got so shocked that I couldn't move, and I'm sure there's a term for it, but I don't know it. And I guess, ironically, that saved me, because otherwise I probably would have intervened. But yeah, I wanted to, but literally, I just couldn't, because, like, I don't know, it was like I was paralyzed in shock. It was that ridiculous. And I think it's especially stupid to have that rule when you also consider the fact that there's a lot of students compared to a couple of guys in a fight. You know what I mean? Like, seriously, when I saw that happening, there was a crowd of people. I'm not joking. There was, like, over 12 people, guarantee you. I guarantee you there's over 12 people. Because of one stupid rule, none of the students could do anything about it except get a teacher. Like, really? I guarantee you over 12 people can take down one person. There is no way in hell, unless they had a weapon, then how are you going to defend yourself against 12 people? You just can't without a weapon.
The problem is most people are observers, not reactors. They like to observe things, not react.
Well, that could be true, but I'd like to think that the reason why over 12 people didn't intervene was just because of one stupid fucking rule. I want to make bets that at least one of those people out of the crowd would actually intervene if that rule was not implemented. I will make bets.
Do you think if all 12 intervened, all 12 of them would be suspended?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that would happen, realistically.
Be like.
No, that's what would happen, because when a couple of fights have broken out recently, all people involved have gotten suspended. All people involved.
Yeah, it's fucking stupid. That's one thing I hate about school. You can't do shit when there's a fight. Like, fuck off. Seriously.
Like, the police asked, I can see it now, the police asked the kid, the kids, why do you let them beat that other kid to death? Well, I couldn't stop him, because he got suspended.
Yeah, that's
literally,
fucking stupid.
oh, he's beating him to death, but I can't stop him. Oh well.
Honestly, if there was a fight in my school, I'd intervene, and if I somehow got in trouble, I'd basically tell them, fuck that. I don't give a fuck if I get in trouble for intervening in a fight, because that's what people would most likely do in the real world. So basically, you're trying to teach me that, oh, this is wrong, even though other people would do this in the real world. Yeah, fuck off.
You're teaching people to be complicit. Oh, somebody's killing somebody. Oh well, who cares?
See, at least my lack of intervention at the one moment when I explained it in my old high school, at least me not intervening had a reason, and like I said, it was because I was so shocked that I couldn't move, and there's probably a term for it, and I mean, that's just how it was. So, I mean, at least then I had a decent reason, but, you know, like, now that I'm older, yeah, I'd probably intervene without, you know, not being stuck. So, yeah, and honestly, fuck school. And that's one of the reasons why, because, oh, you can't intervene in a fight. Yeah, fuck off. That's bullshit. You see fucking people fighting all the time. What, you don't want our children to fight? Just because you make up a stupid bullshit rule where, oh, you can't intervene in a fight doesn't... It's not going to stop them from fighting.
They're not fighting themselves. They're trying to stop a fight. Apparently that's wrong too.
Yeah, that's the whole point. But it's like, really? And I swear to God, it's like their reasoning is like, oh, well, we saw you in the moment, so you were clearly fighting. Like, even if there's witnesses, apparently they would assume that. You know what I mean? Like, a fucking ton of witnesses, they can't ask around and say, hey, what happened? Like, what, you don't trust high schoolers? Like, what the fuck? Like, I know there's some people that they...
high schoolers.
There's probably some people that they wouldn't trust if they knew what the people were like, but, I mean, for fuck's sake, they're, like, young adults at this point. You gotta be fucking kidding me. Well, almost young adults at least, but whatever.
Yeah, well, you've seen how my school changed the ID policy for the worse, so...
I kind of forgot what it was, unfortunately.
Oh yeah, you can get suspended for it now if you don't wear your stupid ID.
Oh,
and if
yeah,
you keep doing it, you can get expelled for it.
I never worn my ID. I always had my wallet.
Yeah, meanwhile at my school, here's another thing my school gets right. They tell you you have to bring an ID, but they don't require you to wear a lanyard or anything that would show the ID. And better yet, technically, it's an unspoken thing, but you don't even really need to bring your ID specifically. Unless you had to do something that absolutely required an ID, which is like one thing, maybe two things, then honestly, you're golden. And those one or two things are just, they have stuff to do with books and libraries, so, you know, it's like whatever. You don't need to go to the library every day to get a book unless you're that much of a reader. Everything that you're required to do, which is, you know, going from class to class and getting lunch, that stuff you don't need an ID. For the lunch, all you need is the ID number. You don't need the ID itself. Just memorize the ID number, and then there you go. I remember my ID number. It's like, yeah, it might be a bunch of digits, but if you put it in a thing constantly, then you're gonna memorize it eventually, and then it's like, oh, okay, boop, 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 boop. Done. So, yeah, and they don't even check you. They're not gonna ask you, hey, can I see your ID? Nobody fucking asks you. So, literally, you could just go there without an ID and be fine. No one will even catch you or anything.
Schnick's giving the thumb down because I died.
I'm giving the thumbs down because it's turned into a DSP rant.
How is it DSP?
Because you keep restating the same stuff.
Oh, well, whatever.
That's what we do here. we drive the point home and understand.
I don't know. I just feel like I had to make the obligatory reference.
What about you, Snick? What would you do? Would you care about the rules about stopping a fight, or you just go screw it and stop people from killing somebody?
If it was like one of your friends, I think you'd
I've
do
never
pretty much anything.
I can't say.
Really?
I've never seen a fight that bad.
Really?
Video.
You ever seen a fight before?
I mean, I was in one once, like in 7th grade maybe. But let's just say that I was the one throwing the punches, and let's just say I was hesitating big time anytime I threw them. And immediately, the kid I was trying to throw them at threw me to the ground quickly, and I just laid flat on the ground while all the other kids were beating the shit out of each other until security came and evacuated everyone. Thankfully, I didn't get in trouble. I was brought to the principal's office, but they just wanted to hear my eyewitness account.
So apparently, I guess I put up a better fight in elementary school, even though I was fucking stupid.
See, Snick, if you stayed in karate for the fake, if you stayed in that fake karate class, maybe you would have won the fight.
I guess you could.
Before.
Oh, sorry.
Well, I wanted to wrap up the karate story. But before I do that, I just wanted to say, you mentioned how your ID system, people didn't really enforce that. That just reminded me of my high school, where, here's the thing. After finals at the end of each year, we would have a few extra days after finals before school actually ended. And the thing is, on the day before finals, I actually asked if we had to come during those days. I asked my band teacher about it, and he told me this. Yes, you have to come.
Wow.
Wink,
he
wink,
said,
wink, wink.
yeah, like he had to say it like that, but obviously I didn't have to stay.
Nice.
But anyways, getting back to the karate story finally. So yeah, my dad stubbornly refused to let me quit. And the thing is, out of all the activities I ever took part in, that karate class probably lasted the longest. My dad had me going there for 3 years.
Jesus.
3 years. Jeez.
3 years. it stopped being fun after the first year, so honestly, it became torture more than anything.
I thought it became not fun in less than a year, actually.
Yeah, that's about right, because it only took me a few months to get my orange belt.
You ever get above the orange belt?
Yeah, I got my green belt.
Jeez.
I guess the main reason why I was getting frustrated was because, you know how some belts you'll get tape?
Yeah.
Tape? Wait, what do you mean tape?
Like, they would put tape to, like, show, like, how far you're getting towards your next belt.
Well, they didn't really, they did that, like, ours was, you get white tapes showing, like, your accomplishments and whatever, and then you get black tapes. If you earn 1 black tape, that means you did a great accomplishment, and if you did 4, you get to go to the tournament, to participate, to attempt to get to the next belt.
So, wait a minute, by tape you mean, like, literal tape, or is that just a term?
Yeah, it was like pretty much just tape, yeah.
Oh.
Well, the thing is, with the white belts at my old place, they would give you, like, tape in, like, an ascending order, like, 1 for each side of your belt. I think it was blue, in order, it was blue, green, orange, and red. I think in that order. What?
So once you got a new belt, did the tape come with it, or you have to get all over your tape?
Well, no, anytime you got a new belt, you have to start over. But the other belts were completely different. So, essentially, with the white belts, you had to get 8 pieces of tape. And the thing is, you would get a new piece of tape every 5 classes. Okay?
No.
You get a new piece of tape every 5 classes. That's what it felt like.
So yours was a bit different than mine, then?
Yeah, like,
oh my God.
That's how it was with white. But let me stress, that's what it was with white belts only. So, once you got your 8 pieces of tape, that's when you would start to get ready for your test for orange belt. But the thing with orange belt and above is that you would get 2 pieces of tape. You would get a white piece of tape and a blue piece of tape on the orange belt, and then every belt above, green and above, it would be 2 pieces of blue tape. Alright?
Mm-hmm.
The thing is, so you had to get the 2 pieces of tape before you were ready to test for the next belt. Unlike the white belt, where it was clear that you would get each piece of tape in a certain number of classes as long as you did well, with orange belt and above, the senseis just essentially gave you the tape whenever they fucking felt like it.
That's really stupid.
And
ours, they gave us things to go over and try to master, and upon mastering it, that's when you get your black tape.
I mean, I guess that's another reason why I found the class okay at first, because honestly, I kind of felt satisfied making progress every now and then. But when the orange belt came, and it would be God knows when I would finally make progress, you could say part of me feeling, on top of starting to get increasingly bored and more unable to keep up with the class, because to put it lightly, I was not in shape. And that, alongside a lack of feeling like I was making progress, that just felt like crap. And
anytime you're really behind and can't make progress, it's always infuriating.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why I like the Taekwondo club I'm with now, because really all you gotta do is learn the necessary forms, and when it's time to take a test, you do those forms, boom, you get a belt.
Nice.
So, yeah, I mean, granted, I was performing well in the class as best as I could, but I mean, of course, I'd have my bad days, and not to mention, remember, so the lead sensei was this old guy. He was he had short hair, a beard, and all that, like a complete facial hair.
Like me?
Kind of, yeah, except his hair was gray. Like, it was him, and there was also this British woman.
Didn't you say that the British girl was, like, really mean, or...?
Well, the British woman was very tough on me.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Yeah, she was very, very tough on me. Like the lead guy was actually pretty cool with me. In fact, years after I left the class, I happened to see him at a baseball game that Blaze 1776 was playing at. Like, he was watching his son play because the two of them were on the same team, and he actually talked to me. He, of course, gave the obligatory, "Are you coming back to karate?" question. I just said, "I don't know, I'll think about it."
How many years was that difference?
That was my freshman year of high school.
It's like 4 years.
Your answer was pretty much, yeah, no.
Yeah, well, I didn't put it like that in front of them. Like, I didn't want to be mean.
Sounds like
I'm never coming back again.
Sounds like my situation with my freaking video teacher from my high school, where it's like he asks me, "So you're gonna be here next year, right?" And I just kind of give him like a yeah, but I felt awkward about it, and oh no, it ended up being a lie, because, well, I fucking hate that teacher because he just fucking does nothing in the class.
Is that the one where you had to teach yourself how to use it?
I had to teach myself how to use Final Cut Pro, yeah. Fuck that teacher for not helping me whatsoever, by the way. He can go fuck himself.
Well, yeah, so I remember one day in 5th grade, like, all I remember is that this particular class was in 5th grade. I don't know what it was, what happened. I don't remember. All I remember is that I got super frustrated. Either I was out of energy and couldn't keep up, and I think it was the British woman teaching us while the main guy was off doing something else. And I guess I just got so fed up. And she ordered me to go sit out. And the main guy saw the main guy saw everything, and he actually got kind of pissed off at me. And he went and told her, "Go put Nicholas's card in the other folder. He doesn't get any credit for today."
What the hell? Wait, what did you do exactly?
I don't remember exactly what happened. Either I was getting worn out or I was getting pissy because I didn't want to be in the class. And then I was ordered to go sit out. Either I was ordered to go sit out or I sat out voluntarily after I was lectured.
So when did your dad finally give up on that dream?
When my dad finally gave up on that? Well, that actually brings me to when I was in the class in 6th grade. By then, I had gotten a green belt, and I got one piece of tape, and that's as far as I got.
Oh my god.
Like, I got the piece of tape just before I went off for the summer, and then I come back. I went an entire school year, never got the offer for the second piece of tape. Ever.
For the rest of the year?
For an entire year, I was never offered the test for the second piece of tape I needed to get a red belt.
That sounds like shit.
Like, I don't remember if it was exactly a year, but it was definitely about that long. And, so let me think. Oh, I remember once there was a very big cock tease moment. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So, one class that I believe was either late fall or early spring, all I remember is it wasn't cold outside. And my sister was playing soccer. The sensei mentions, he mentioned several kids that are going to be testing for their for a piece of tape, and he mentions me among them. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
The next class, I think the sensei wasn't there. The British woman was there. And then she greets us, and then she walks up to the kid right next to me, and she's like, "Oh, going to be testing for your next blue tape, hmm?"
Yeah.
She skips over me.
Wow.
Oh.
And I'm like confused. Like I thought he said I was going to be testing. So we go to the class on Saturday. And Saturdays were normally testing days.
Mm-hmm.
And my dad and I asked the sensei, "Oh, am I gonna be testing?" And he's like, "Oh no, you're not."
What? Wait, the main guy said that?
The main guy said it.
What?
He did end up having a friendly conversation, noting that he was proud of the progress I was making and that I should keep it up, and he also had a casual conversation with my dad. But then my dad and I ended up saying bye, and then my dad ended up taking me to see my sister play soccer. By the way, that's the only time he just took me out of my class. I think it's because he figured they were testing that day, but...
Well, okay, but like, that shit though, did they at least explain why you weren't ending up gonna test?
If they did explain, I don't remember.
Well, then, okay, well that's fucking shit then. It's like, no, you told me I was testing, so why aren't you testing me? Like, that doesn't make any fucking sense.
They were being evil.
Meanwhile, that was the only time my dad ever voluntarily let me miss a class aside from the summer. And I just want to say, before we get to the finale, I know we've probably been going at this for a while, probably long forgot about the main topic, but...
Communications.
Yeah, but... So, I just want to say that as I was hating the class more and more, I was actually starting to,
Get good?
Get good? What'd you say?
Get good?
Oh,
You're trying to get good at it?
dinner.
No.
Still
I was
suck
trying
at it?
whenever I could, I was trying to skip class.
Oh wow, sounds like me with another class.
No, seriously, I would never skip classes in, like, normal school. Karate class, anytime my mom, my dad, or my gram forgot it was class that day, I would just simply not mention it and hope they wouldn't notice. And let me tell you, anytime my dad came home from work and he would say the dreaded words, "You have karate today," I would just kind of go, "Oh!" in my head.
Oh!
So
like a
we
Mario thing. Oh, I missed.
Oh god.
But anyways, we get to what would become my last class. My dad took the video camera with him to videotape me. Like, he was obsessed at this point. Like, he wanted me to... He was gonna film me, and he wanted me to examine the video and practice while I was upstate.
Wow.
And one last thing to mention, there was one kid in the class that day. He was a green belt just like me. I noticed he got his second piece of tape. And it's a little curious. About 1 year before that, around the time I was going to leave for the summer, at that point, he was just starting out.
Is it a white belt?
He had just got his white belt.
Maybe he is. Maybe he was just. So either that's a fake class, like I've been thinking, or he was very, very determined.
Maybe. But to me, in my middle school schnick mind, I'm like thinking, this kid can rise through the ranks faster than I could in 3 years.
Oh. Damn.
Yeah. So, my dad films the class, and the thing is, I still have the DVD of this. I don't know if it works. I think it does. And if it does, I might digitize it, and we could watch it. Not much interesting happens throughout the class, but you can notice as the class goes on, I'm getting less and less interested. The thing is, right before the class, the sensei actually said, "Oh, do good this class. If you do good this class, you'll test, but it's not guaranteed." And let's just say, about halfway through the class, either he or the British woman was at it again, and their comments that were probably trying to encourage me, they just ended up pissing me off.
Huh.
And in the video, I remembered, you can see at one point, well, not to mention my dad filming me probably wasn't making me feel good either. At one point, he actually, I didn't have a smile on my face or anything, and he ends up whispering, "Cheer up. Cheer up." And I actually whispered to him, "Shut up."
Oh, wow, that's a burn.
Shut up.
I am surprised that he did not just fly on a rampage at me. I am surprised he did not.
Oh my god.
He just gets up and walks out.
Yeah, but then towards the end of the video, he films me some more, and I'm just getting less and less interested in doing repeated kicks. And I remembered once I kind of kicked a bag, like one of the sandbags, too hard, and I just did it because I was pissed and I didn't want to be there. And the British woman who was holding my bag was just like, "Uh-oh."
What? Uh-oh.
That's what she said. I don't know. The last notable
She
thing
is
that...
like a Teletubby.
Oh no!
guess.
Why'd you have to mention that, Brandon?
I mean, well, Teletubbies is a British production, so...
It is.
Wait, what?
Yeah, it's made in the UK.
No, wait, what'd you say?
Teletubbies is a British production.
Oh,
BBC.
damn it! Shit.
Stop pumping the tree.
Yeah, exactly. Stop pumping the tree.
That freaking sandbag may as well have been a tree. Alright, 2 more things to note about the class.
Wait,
One,
I want to know though, why did your freaking British teacher say "uh-oh" about that for?
I don't know. Maybe it's because I didn't hit the bag right.
Oh, okay.
Alright, but then 2 things. There was one point where we actually went into the practice area and we were doing more kicks or whatever in there with the sensei. And kind of awkwardly, my dad kind of filmed an inspiration speech that the British woman was giving to another kid.
He did.
Yeah. Like, essentially, this kid was going to be leaving the class, and she was giving a speech saying, "Oh, you're going to be leaving us. But when you do, on your next week, it's your last class with us. We're going to make it special."
That's a
It's your
little
last.
That's a little
What?
unsettling.
Yeah, a little bit.
You're making me want to rewatch it to see exactly what she said.
Wait, that was captured?
Yeah.
Oh no! Oh no! Oh my god! Damn, okay. I'm sorry. You caught me off guard with that. I didn't expect that
Hey, I got
to
a
be
better
captured.
sword.
I did not expect that to be captured.
Oh
Damn.
my god.
I'm sorry. Go on.
Alright, then the last thing that happened was when we were lining up to end the class, I kind of had, like, you remember the theme park episode when I talked about how I was getting nausea? Like, and, like, I would get all pale.
From what?
Like, I probably due to, like, a lack of blood sugar or something, like I didn't eat anything. So, that happened.
Oh.
And I was struggling to stand up. And eventually... What happened? Oh, okay. If you're going to sleep soon, I can step out. Okay. So... Alright, I just want to wrap this up, and then I want all of you to talk while I go outside. Because I might have to disconnect. I'm going to have to disconnect briefly. But, so, essentially, I was struggling to stand, but the sensei just kept talking. And eventually, I ended up kneeling down, and he asked if I was alright. And I say I'm not feeling well, and he asked, can I make it to the end of the class? And I said, I'll try. And then I did it. I slowly managed to stand up again, and then ended the class, walked out of there for what would become the last time.
Did they kick you out?
No.
Did your dad just quit the class?
No, there was a reason for it.
And?
So, I didn't find out this news until we were at a shopping center around the summer's end. And my ma ends up explaining to me, because the thing is, the class was originally kind of in this apartment-like building. Like, essentially, you would have to climb a set of stairs, like, in a downtown area, where there's, like, a bunch of bars, and, like, there was also bars, restaurants. And, essentially, you would walk up a set of stairs, and there would be, like, several different places to visit. In fact, right across from the karate place's original location was a hairdresser.
Really?
Yeah. Well, after I left for the summer, the karate place ended up moving to an entirely separate location. And, of course, at first my dad was like, oh, that's not stopping me, he's going to the class still. Until the move of locations. Until he found out the move of locations caused the prices to hike big time.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, the price to attend the classes hiked big time. And my ma finally got it through my dad's thick skull. He doesn't like the classes, so why are we going to be paying even more money?
Wow, so your mom was actually rational for once.
Wow.
She can always be rational.
Oh, well, I mean, I wasn't trying to be rude, but you kind of make her out to be like a person that kind of overreacts a little bit too much.
I mean, yeah, she does overreact on quite a few occasions, but still, if she feels that a family member or close friend is being wronged, like, not only will she stand up for them, she could actually do it big time. Like, supposedly, when my sister was in 10th grade, she was like in this honors math class, and the teacher quite infamously didn't let they were taking a test that needed far longer than the amount of time that they needed to finish. Like, essentially the teacher didn't give them enough time, and as a result, nearly everyone in the class failed.
Wow.
Let's just say my mom got on the phone with him to have a word with him, and supposedly he was crying by the time she was done with him.
Oh my god.
Mhm.
Wow.
Alright, well, anyways, that's how I got to leave the class. My dad reluctantly let me leave after that.
And then it came full circle, and now you're in a Taekwondo class. But hey, at least it was by your decision this time.
It was by my decision, because I did a video on the professor, and I wanted to continue following her and see what she was doing alongside. And most of the other kids there, there's at least kids there that like me, let's say that. So
Is there a fee? Because, I don't know.
No, I don't
Okay.
pay for it.
Well,
Nice.
if I did that, my parents would have kept going because my parents stopped paying for it. So maybe I'd be a black belt by now if I stayed with it. I doubt it, but
The only karate thing I ever did in my life was go to a friend's, or at least a friend that I used to know. I went to a friend's little thing where I guess they would bring in people that weren't in their classes, and they'd let them wear this glove for your hand and chop a piece of wood. And I went up, oh yeah, also, I think I was maybe in middle school, I'm not too sure, but I remember going up to the board. I wore the glove on my right hand, and you know, you had to chop it in a specific way, like you had to do something like ha or whatever. And you know, I did that, and I chopped the wood on my first try, and apparently, according to the instructors there, it was a strong piece of wood. Like, it wasn't like something you could easily break or something, I'm not sure. And I guess they were able to tell by the smell of the wood. I'm not really sure how that works, but whatever. So I guess I broke a strong piece of wood on my first try. And I'm like, oh, cool. Apparently I'm a badass. And then I see people kicking wood pieces in half with their bare feet, and I'm like, fuck, doesn't that hurt?
I think I learned this in shop class when I took it for a semester in middle school, where it depends on the wood grain. If the grain of the wood's going a certain way, the board's weaker. If it's going the other way, the board's stronger.
No, mine was just like a flat piece of wood. And, you know, it looked like something that maybe you would get at a Home Depot or something, I don't know.
Like plywood?
I think.
But
yeah, that was the only karate thing I did. I remember asking my parents to let me do that kind of thing, but they refused to pay for classes, so they just said no. The only class they actually let me go to was for violin, and I guess apparently I stopped practicing at one point, and my parents just said, well, if he's not practicing anymore, then I guess we're not paying for it no more, and then I ended up having to quit. This was while I was in my stupid retarded phase, so... I think this was during elementary school, actually. Yeah, that was during elementary school. Don't know when, though.
Elementary Mario.
Yeah, not a good MarioTube. No.
Well.
Oh, and also, I wanted to say this earlier. So earlier, Schnick mentioned fights, and we were in, like, that whole discussion about fight stuff. And at one point, Schnick mentions that he tried throwing punches, but he was very hesitant to do so, and because of that, he got knocked on the ground really quickly. Well, I mentioned that I guess I put up a better fight than Schnick did while I was in elementary school, but at the same time, though, I wanted to clarify that it's probably not saying much because I sucked at fighting, and I think I'd still suck, but probably not as much as back then, not sure. But I got in my own fights in elementary school because, you know, it's how it is, I guess. And yeah, when I wasn't a very good fighter, yeah, I wasn't really a very good fighter, but hey, at least I didn't get knocked on the ground. If I did, then I would have landed on a bunch of little tiny pebbles, so there's that. I don't know. I mean, there's not really much I can say. I don't know if there was anybody else that were good at fighting, but they were definitely better than me, I can tell you that much. Yeah, I just wanted to clarify that.
Well, I'm not sure how to transition from karate and fighting to communication, but I guess if you communicate people, you don't need to fight.
I didn't really hear too greatly. Schnick, is that like a lot of background noise? Oh yeah, it is.
But anyway, as you mentioned earlier, Nick has been having problems with communication in real life, and I've been thinking about how my communication problems too. How I had friends in school, but most of the friends I had don't communicate with anymore. All of us have, in real life at least, all of us have moved, separated, moved apart, have our own lives now for 20 years, almost. Well, it's been 20 years this year, and it's like we occasionally run into each other. If I remember some have gotten really old. We all have gotten old. Remember who they are. I've forgotten about most of them. Screw most of them. But anyways, really the only place we ever can even talk anymore is social media and Facebook. I mean, I do when occasional people we talk, but I don't talk. I really don't talk to people in high school. I had a few people, but yeah, it's weird talking to. We're not talking to people anymore. I used to talk to, and I only talk to people at work that much because they're all kids. Some of them are older, but I really have problems. Because I used to be shy back in the day, so I had problems talking back then. Even I was always the quiet, shy one in the back of the room. And apparently, I have a Spanish. I think that's Spanish in the chat.
I Google translated that, and I couldn't really find anything significant from Google Translate. So,
but yeah,
it doesn't really mean much.
I've had a problem talking too. In fact, I had a problem talking at all until lately. With my stuttering and stuff. It wasn't until this last year, late last year, that I started doing Let's Plays again. Cause I was scared of doing Let's Plays because I couldn't talk for 20 minutes at a time without being silent. This is why I wanted to do co-op for a long time. So finally, I like, screw it, I'm going to do this, and I did it. It's like I covered my camera shyness by being angry. But that's not communication anyways.
So how do you feel? Wait, I want to ask though, how do you feel about your ability to do Let's Plays by yourself when you're recording your own videos now?
I think I'm doing better, personally. You're my editor, what do you think?
Well, I'm not really I don't really remember what you were, like, how you were doing it when we first started the KH Let's Play, but in terms of now, you're not really that bad at doing it, really. I mean, sometimes you do have, like, your... Schneck, can you mute that? Okay, anyways. So, there were moments in some videos where you do go silent, but that's kind of a normal thing that would happen to a bunch of other people too, in my opinion. So, I mean, there's nothing really wrong about that.
It's hard to do a solo Let's Play.
Yeah, I agree with that. You have to have a lot of things to talk about in the first place, but I mean, you know, I think you're doing fine.
Okay, Snick, about you, what's your communication skills?
Alright, well, I've mentioned before that I don't really like social media. All the way at the beginning of this episode, I was going to tell the story of how I had just a MySpace account years ago.
Back when that was still relevant.
About 10 years ago. Yeah, well, not even when it was relevant. Middle school schnick for you. So, my sister had a MySpace, and my cousin's like, "Hey, join. That way you can friend your sister and me." So I make a MySpace account, and I friend the two of them. Okay. Then I announce I'm in homeroom in 7th grade, and I announce, "Hey everyone, I have a MySpace account now." Everyone just kind of looks at me funny, and a few kids laugh, saying, "MySpace? Get a Facebook."
When was this?
7th grade. It was like 2009.
Oh, wow. I'm not really that surprised, actually, that people would say that.
Yeah. And eventually, I ended up I had my old YouTube channel back then. I decided to use MySpace as a way to upload my own personal videos, because I had gotten a digital camera for my birthday that was capable of recording videos, and even had it even had a YouTube logo on it saying, "Oh, upload directly to YouTube."
Was that your old channel?
It was yeah, well, I didn't upload them to my old channel, those videos. Like, I went to Blaze 1776's backyard, and I filmed fireworks, and I put that on the MySpace. And, like, stuff like that. So I ended up showing the video. So I mentioned before there was only really, I would say when I was a kid, I only really had 4 friends. There was Blazed. There was another guy that I'll call J88 because that was his username when he was on YouTube. Well, actually, that is his YouTube username, even though he's not on YouTube anymore. And then there were 2 twin brothers that I was friends with back then. And essentially,
sorry about that.
Alright.
God, that freaking scared me. I didn't even hear anyone knock.
Okay. So, essentially what happened was, I showed the twins videos I put on the MySpace, and I told them, "Do not tell my mom," because the thing is, both me and my sister had our MySpace accounts without my mom's knowledge. And
Alrighty then.
So, essentially, I told them not to tell my mom. There was, let's just say, out of the twins, there was the fat one and the skinny one.
Oh.
Okay? The fat one was more my friend, and the skinny one was more my sister's friend. Pretty fitting.
Segregation for the win. No.
So the skinny one and my my sister ended up going with both their ma to go get pie. Well, no, they go with my ma to go get pie.
What kind of pie?
Because
I don't know,
Nick
just
hates
pie.
pie.
I hate pie, exactly.
They got pie flavor.
Pie flavored
Shut
pie.
up, Adam.
So eventually, my sister comes back and she tells me, you gotta delete our MySpace account. Ma found out. She wants us to delete them.
Wow. Okay.
I got to hear her side of the story and his side of the story. From her side of the story, he just blurted out, they have a MySpace account! His side of the story was that he was talking to her about it silently in the car, and my ma overheard it. Even if that was, like, I don't know which case is true, but even if he was just trying to whisper it, they were in a car. It's not going to be hard for my ma to hear you.
Exactly.
Did you say you have a MySpace? No, I said I want my own shake.
So, I had to delete both our accounts, and I vividly remember, probably because they were losing a lot of site traffic, numerous times during the process of closing the account, they kept giving me the option to back out and keep the account.
Like, we're losing so many people. Please stay with us. Please stay with us. Don't abandon us.
But yeah, my cousin found out. She's like, why'd you do that? I was about to add you to the top of my friends list.
Mommy made me.
Yeah. Needless to say, about a year later, my sister was on Facebook. And my ma found out, but by that point, she was already getting old. And my ma let her keep the Facebook on the grounds that she be monitored. I never made a Facebook. Trying to... I guess you could say I never made a Facebook because at the time I would have considered making one. I was getting bullied in 8th grade for not having a fucking Xbox 360.
Oh.
Why were you on?
So
were you on Team PlayStation?
I was on Team PlayStation.
I was Team NES back in the 90s.
Well, I wasn't Team PlayStation voluntarily. Like, when I simply mentioned I was getting a PS3 for Christmas, all the Xbox fanboys were after me, and they made me anti-Xbox.
I don't think there was any Team Sega in my school. I think everyone had an NES.
What about Super Nintendo?
Well, NES, Super Nintendo, same. That's still Team Nintendo.
Okay, so no one had a Genesis?
As far as I know, I don't know. They might have. But yeah, I think every time I went to had the Nintendos.
I mean,
the original console wars.
Yep.
Back when it was fun and not idiotic.
Yeah, pretty much.
Mm-hmm. Especially
because back then, all it was like, it was all about the games, not we have DLC, blah 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 blah.
Not to mention the differences between PlayStation and Xbox nowadays. The differences are minimal. Back then, the Super Nintendo and the Genesis had a lot of differences. So, yeah, I would say because of the bullying, that's why I never made a Facebook, because I knew about cyberbullying and I didn't want it to be worse, I guess.
I think the reason that I made a Facebook account was there's this girl I liked, and she says, I have a Facebook. Like, really? In front of me, like okay. Be like, sure, I'll friend you.
I am in the swastika dungeon.
Good job.
That's great in my Facebook, because a girl had one. I wanted to defend her.
And what happened to that? Nothing.
No, she's married with 2 kids now.
Oh. Do you still talk?
I say hi occasionally. She must be. I think she must be happy.
I suppose.
She must be happy birthday. It's been 10 years now, so yeah. I asked her. I did ask her out, but she wanted to just be friends.
Friends only.
I guess that's fine. Well, yeah, that's probably the reason I never made a Facebook.
Yeah,
Not to mention.
Yeah, I told Snick. So I told Snick last week. He told me about that. He said he's thinking about one. I said you just create one, just to befriend me, Mario, and Brandon. Just befriend us.
Why do you even talk on Facebook more than Skype? Well, do you?
Not to each other. Other people I do, I guess. But
I mean,
I use it to send people stuff. But yeah.
I mean,
me and Adam send memes a lot.
Yeah, Mario. He's a meme. He posts memes a lot on his Facebook page.
Yeah.
Meme.
Yeah.
I mean,
To be completely honest with you, and sorry if I'm interrupting, Schnick, but to be completely honest with you, back then I used to be the person that thought, oh, getting likes is important, and then I'm just like realizing, you know, this is pretty fucking stupid. I'm just gonna share memes, and that's really it, because I don't really find any other use for it other than maybe communication, except, oh wait, nobody talks to me, so that's out of the fucking question.
Yeah, really, Facebook to me, rightly, has been mostly about political shit and religious shit. People blah 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 blah. I don't care about.
Oh my god, that shit. Fuck that shit, dude. I don't think it happens anymore. At least I don't see it anymore. But when I fucking saw that shit, oh my god. I don't know why people fucking like and share that shit. It's fucking ridiculous. Like, stop it. Stop it. Just stop. Stop.
This is why I usually purge my friend list every so often. Like, nope, don't care, don't care. Okay, purge.
Stop it. Get some help.
And like what that even that sometimes is go from public to just friends, because public, when you're in public, it's a crazy thing.
Oh yeah.
At least when you're with friends, it's a little bit limited when you just have friends.
Oh yeah. Here's the other thing too. Why is Facebook's default setting for your posts public, and yet they constantly tell you, oh, you should set it to friends only or something like that? Okay, here's a better question, Facebook. How about you just remove the public setting, unless you have like a page running? If it's your own personal account, why not just remove the public setting and just have it to friends only? Wouldn't that be a better solution? I mean, if you're constantly telling people to switch from public to friends only, just remove public. What's the fucking big deal? Like, goddamn.
Other people in your Facebook can't even see your posts anyways. They're like, you have to boost your posts.
Yeah, I find that really stupid too, or else Facebook won't show it to everyone.
Yeah.
I mean,
and also Facebook. Apparently, I heard Facebook isn't liking you post YouTube links. They bury them.
Wow.
Well, I don't know if I'd want to make a Facebook or Twitter or anything like that. Like, I don't know. I came.
I mean, Twitter's like way worse. Twitter's kind of a cesspool of hate at times.
Probably not as bad as 4chan or.
Oh my god, yeah.
I think
that's
Twitter,
like the worst.
I think Twitter's stupid because they impose a limited character system.
Yeah, that too. That's really dumb.
Yeah, I mean, it was probably fine with everyone in the early 2000s, but, like, fuck me, that shit got old, and I really don't like that. Like, they give you so little characters, it's fucking ridiculous. Like, what the fuck?
I mean, well, I'll admit, when I was at my when I was at my lowest point in this little sadness phase. I think I've gotten a lot better since then. Like a few weeks ago, like I'll admit, like at that point, like I just really want, like that was probably the closest I've ever come to opening an account just to be able to talk with old friends, because but then I hesitated again because I was like, really, how am I going to reconnect with people that probably don't even remember me?
You never know, they might.
Yeah.
It's only been like 3 years since you got out of high school. Unless they have Mario's memory, they probably remember you still.
No, I mean, okay, I know my memory can be bad sometimes, but like, you know, people I have friendships with, I don't really forget them that easily. You know?
Like, I don't know, that's part of me just not being afraid to move forward on my own. Like, for instance, the one guy that actually started hanging out with me in high school, I met him in sophomore year. Even then, he came forward to me and asked because we were doing a group project and he wanted to do it with me. Next thing you know, next semester, he's gone. He moved to a technology school that was in the same city, but he was gone from the school. Then his good friend, his best friend that was still at my school, I ended up asking him how he was doing. When I found out the two of them were good, well, I knew they were friends because he worked on the project with us. I ended up asking how he was doing, and I was like, oh, hey, we go to movies sometime. You could ask him if he wanted to join us. So I asked him, and he says, come on. The first movie we saw was White House Down, like this really dumb but really fun to watch movie about terrorists that take over the White House. Yeah. Let's just say it's the only movie where you can hear a president of the United States yell, "Get your hands off my Jordans!"
What?
Oh my god.
That sounds
I think he was
beautiful.
talking,
My Jordans!
yeah, I guess Michael Jordan basketball sneakers, I don't know. Yeah, the president wears those too. But yeah, it was really fun to watch, and it was fun to be out with friends for once. Not to say I didn't have friends before, but let's just say that those are one of the only times I went out with friends that went with me to school. Because like Blaze, J88, the twins, they were younger than I was, you know? They may have gone to the same school as me at points, but either I was already graduated or I was upper class. I didn't share classes with them. Actually, in the twins' case, they didn't even live in the same city as me.
So about you Mario, and
Well, actually, one quick question: was my voice gone at all, or did you hear everything I said?
I heard everything
I
you said.
heard everything.
I heard
So
everything.
Good.
So about you
Good.
Mario, and what's up?
Damn it!
Do you have
Wait.
real life communications
Wait,
problems,
so
or
you're Dunchnik?
I guess not. Like, I just want to say that I've been trying to get better at it. Like, I've been talking, like, Blaze is at college right now. I mean, I could still hopefully play Rainbow Six with them or even Shell Shock on Steam. But then his little brother, I can still talk. And his family, obviously. I know I'm invited to his little brother's birthday in a month, so there's that. I've also been talking with J88, trying to hang out with him, but he's been busy, like either he doesn't know or he's busy, and found out today this weekend's not going to work out because he's busy Friday and I'm going to be busy Saturday and Sunday. Because my mom and dad, ever since it happened, ever since they found out about how I was feeling, they've been trying to help me find ways to be active around town. In fact, I've been volunteering with my dad. When it gets warmer out, I'm probably going to start walking to the park I used to visit all the time. So yeah, I get myself out there one way or another.
So is that it?
Yeah, I don't know what else there is to say other than maybe if I try. Ultimately, the reason why I don't try is because I'm afraid it's not going to work.
How will you know if you don't try?
I agree.
I don't know.
It's how I got better at Let's Plays. I tried.
I mean, I guess I'm just kind of baffled at how sometimes people become aware of how you're trying and then they just don't care.
Those people are called assholes.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, like, thing is, when I was in my high school marching band, everyone was like the best of friends with each other, always hanging out with each other after school. To me, it was almost like, oh, it's professional relationship only.
I was on team
music. Don't talk. Don't like. With like one guy was literally like with his friend, with all his other marching band friends. He's like, oh, laughing around, joking around. With me, he's like, oh, no talking to me casually. Practice your music.
He was an asshole.
Like that's what it felt like around there. In fact, one guy who joined the band when I was in junior year, not sophomore year, junior year, and thing is, he knew my sister, so as a result, I was talking with him quite a bit. My ma, at our end of the year banquet, actually tries to get his phone number for me so that we can hang out during the summer. As soon as she asked him for the number, he immediately started giving excuses like, oh, but I'm going to have to go sailing.
Oh, you never have your parents try to hook you up when you're in high school.
Like,
maybe it's cool.
Obviously that went nowhere.
I think that's cool in elementary school still. Once you're in high school, your mom will try to hook you up. Sorry.
No wonder I'm a useless failure.
Oh.
I would not say that, Schnick.
So about you two, you have communications issues?
Not really.
I mean, I can throw in my 2 cents for like the next 18 or so minutes.
I mean, like, the only things I suppose what I do is like, I mean, I had a couple of pretty shitty friends, and that, like, just were fucking terrible.
I can vouch for one.
And, yeah. And eventually, like, I just learned, and just, they're just gonna continuously screw you over, just cut them out of your life. Honestly.
Wait, is the second person that one guy that was really weird, he was a midget?
Mario?
What? No.
His name was Mario, Adam. The little midget guy? No, I didn't even know that kid, really.
No, remember Clayton?
Clayton wasn't a midget, are you kidding me?
Yeah, he was.
No, he wasn't.
When I saw him last, yeah, he was. At least from what I remember.
No, Adam, he was taller than me.
Well, okay, taking into consideration when I was last there, when I last saw him, though.
He was, even at that time, still taller than me.
Really? I remember.
Yeah, really.
I remember him being a lot less shorter than... Well, then, if that's the case, I must have been fucking tall as shit. Because I remember him being a midget. Whatever. It doesn't matter.
Not a midget.
Whatever. Anyways, what do you mean the other guy's name is Mario? Like, is that seriously the other guy? So I could have...
No, there was, like... I didn't really know him all that much, so whatever. But there literally was a kid in our school named Mario who was pretty much an actual midget.
So he's regular Mario. And then Super Mushroom, he'd be Super Mario.
Shut up!
I'm sorry, but when you said that Mario's a midget, it kind of correlates. Hey, wait, regular Mario's small.
Let's see it was Mini Mushroom Midget. Mini Mushroom Mario.
Oh, well, shit. Okay, well, that's a whole different story right there.
No, I'd call that dwarfism.
Mini Mario.
Hey, what up?
Anyways.
Oh, hey. I'm just talking on a podcast. Right.
Hello, guest
everyone in the
speaker.
room
Oh, he muted. Okay, well, I guess I'll talk about me. So, let's see, from what I remember in middle school, there was a person that I used to be friends with. Well, then again, maybe still friends, I'm not entirely sure. But, well, I shouldn't say used to be friends. I guess I still consider him a friend, even though, just like a lot of other people I know, he doesn't talk to me. But, anyways, so, he would tell me that I stuttered a lot, or said in between my sentences a lot, and I remember that I would literally deny the fact that I would say in a lot of my sentences, and
I said my word was
well, it was
So,
like I would literally say in the middle of my sentences, but it was so bad that I didn't even notice. It was just something that I do, and it's something that I still think happens to this day, but not to the extent that it happened in middle school. And
It can happen, but it's not. It's like not that often.
like, do you ever notice me doing that?
Occasionally.
Really? Occasionally? Is it that
Yeah,
bad?
it's
I do it all
not
the time.
that bad at all.
Oh.
so I still go a lot.
I think it's like when it's the worst is when you're trying to focus on a game and like, especially when you're doing a solo let's play. That's where it can be the worst.
All right, I'll give you that, but I mean, just if
excuse me.
What?
I just wanted to say that, sorry for that little interruption there. One of the people that I work with came out the elevator and asked me what I was doing. But I explained it, and she's like, "Oh, that's cool. Have a good night."
Huh? That's cool.
Yeah.
Well, anyways, but yeah, I'll give you the fact that I might say a lot while I'm focusing on a different thing, but I mean, if it's just like me focusing, like right now, just talking to you guys, is it that, like, is it occasionally, as in like sometimes, or?
Yeah, sometimes.
I mean, truth be told, I really don't even know I'm doing it. It's like, to me, it just sounds like I'm normally talking, but for all I know, I could have just done it just now. That, I mean,
We
that's
all
how
do it,
I'm-
Adam. It's kind of like a natural way to give yourself like a second to think.
Well, no, it's not like a pause and then, no, it's literally as I'm talking.
That's what I mean.
It's hard to, well, no, because the way I hear what you were saying is if it's just like a pause and then you're thinking and you're trying to figure out what the next thing is, whereas in my case, I already know what I'm saying, or maybe I'm just like thinking of words that would be good in a sentence as I'm going along. I don't know, it's weird to explain, but it's like not even a pause, it's literally as I'm talking. Like in between words,
Oh.
and it's no pause.
Mario.
Huh.
Mario. I know how you did it.
Hmm.
So, anytime I say, I'm like,
I'm trying to say, oh, Shrek on Xbox is a bad game because it's shit. And then meanwhile, the way you say is Cap, we're about to hit out the boy. I think he's trying to say.
Well, I mean, I don't think there's that many us, but that's pretty. I mean, other than the fact that there's not that many us, that's pretty much how.
That's a SpongeBob reference, by the way.
What? That's a SpongeBob reference.
Yeah, it's the one where they go on a treasure hunt. The episode where they go on a treasure hunt, they're in the pirate ship. It's the one where they're where they play the pirate board game with Mr. Krabs, and then he takes them on a real treasure hunt. They're on the pirate ship, and then Krabs tells them a pirate said, "A pirate doesn't say okie dokie, then a pirate says R," and then SpongeBob did that, except replace with arg.
And pirates say weast.
No!
Yeah, they say weast.
Oh, I thought you said weast.
No, it's east. I thought you said weast.
I thought it was east. Oh, I thought you said weast. Whatever. I got 9 minutes to continue talking. So, anyways. But yeah, how Schnick did it, besides the fact that he said on purpose that many times, basically that's how I would sound. And like I said, I wouldn't even notice. I just talk and I hear it as normal, but it comes out as something else. And when I hear myself doing that, it kind of pisses me off, because it's like, fuck, that's really annoying. And no, that did not count, by the way. Let's see. I'm trying to think of other things. I mean, nowadays, sometimes I kind of stutter a little bit, and I don't know if it's just because my brain can't, like, think or something as I'm talking. But, like, I'll say a sentence, and I'll somehow end up messing it up. And then I have to fucking, like, how do I speak? So, yeah. I don't really think there's much else than that in terms of communication. I mean, the Facebook thing, though, there is something I want to say about that. I actually was allowed to have a Facebook when I got my old laptop, and my parents never mentioned anything about it. And I was a really lucky person to not be forced to become Facebook friends with my parents, because I hear a lot about it when some people say, oh, I can't do this or this because I'm Facebook friends with my family members. And it's like, okay, well, here's the thing. How about you just not Facebook friend your family members? Then you wouldn't have to worry about that. I mean, honestly, the only exception I have is one of my older brothers, but other than that, like...
One living with you now?
Yeah, well, he's not living here, but he's just staying here for a little bit. He's not going to be, like, here permanently or anything, but we're just helping him get back on his feet. Anyways, so yeah, my older brother is, like, the only exception. Nobody else in my family is Facebook friends with me. The reason why it's only with my older brother is because I pretty much know that he's not really going to do anything. And even then, he doesn't really have anything to say about me. Like, literally, all I do is just share memes. I don't post anything or whatever, so it's not like there's a lot that he can say about it. Though, you might be wondering, oh, well, why not do it with your other family members? What's the big deal? The big deal is probably the memes themselves, and, you know, especially years ago, I didn't want my mom knowing, because she kind of freaks out over little things sometimes, and
wait,
I guess that was probably one of the things.
I mean, how do you communicate with your older brother otherwise, anyway?
I don't, because a lot of the time, as far as I was aware of, well, when I was younger, I just figured that he was either in prison or jail, and apparently, recently, I guess it might be a combination of that and a lot of the time on the streets. I don't think he really had a phone, and even if he did, I don't think he knew my number in the first place, so there's that problem. There's also the fact that, you know, technology wasn't really available to him.
Nowadays, now that your parents are trying to help him out.
Oh, real fast. Hey, Brandon, you can use the boomerang to kill bats.
I was doing that.
I thought you were using a sword.
I was using the sword beam and the boomerang.
Never mind then. Go on.
Anyways, what about now? Well,
yeah.
Well, the original program that he was going into with the Salvation Army, I don't know if I talked about it on a previous podcast episode, but basically the requirement was that he had to stay for 5 months, I think, 5 or 6 months, and he could not use technology during the duration of it. So the only way I'd be able to talk to him is through visits when I could get a chance. And, I mean, even then, at first, like for the first month, I'd have to literally wait the first month before I could even see him again. Until he quit the program, and now he's here again, so it's like, why do I need to talk to him through technology when I can just walk up to him and talk to him? But
my question was, do you communicate well, I guess? Like, are you able to talk at all with anybody, like, with him, your mom, dad, with friends?
Well, that depends on what you mean. Like, stuff that I like, or in general?
Just kind of in general, casual conversation.
Yeah, I suppose. I mean,
Okay.
my brother kind of, like, I don't know why, but it's like, sometimes if you try explaining something to him, to you, and a lot of other people, your explanation would make sense, but to him, it wouldn't make sense for him, so you have to explain it in a different way, and it's like, somewhat complicated to explain something to him sometimes. So there's that, but that's not really a thing that's my fault. It's just more of how he is, I guess. As for my parents, well, I don't really feel as though there's a lot of problems, so yeah.
I mean, to me, it feels like I can only ever talk to my family members because I hardly have any friends, and the friends I do have, they're like at this state, they're starting to be busy.
Oh, and also, I guess I should bring up people that I knew in Colorado before I moved. Well, I guess it also pertains to people here. I don't know why, but it's like, you get their info for Facebook or their phone number or whatever, and it's like, literally, the only way you can talk to them is if you start the conversation. It's almost always like that. One of my friends is an exception, because he might message me. It's not very often, but he might. And, of course, well, Vandalia, Schnick, and Brandon are also exceptions, but everyone else I know, it's always, I have to start the conversation, no matter what. And it's something I never understood, especially with one particular person that I know. And it's like, me and him were really good friends, and, you know, he used to start conversations with me, but after I moved, that never really happened ever again. And because of the way I feel about starting conversations, I basically didn't talk to him for a long-ass time until eventually I said, fuck it, and decided to start a conversation. And then even after that, he never talked to me again. So, Oh, and also, by the
I
way,
mean-
when I mean message him, that was a recent thing. That happened, I think, this month. The beginning of this month, at least.
I mean, all I can advise is try again, but I just want to say that, of course, Vandalia mentions how it was my pathetic example of how my ma tried to get me to start hanging out with someone. And truth is, in that particular situation, of course, she was encouraging me to do it, but she only stepped in when I hesitated. Of course, it didn't lead anywhere, and it probably wasn't going to lead anywhere, even if I was the one that stepped in. And that's honestly the way it is. Like, back when I was hanging out with K88 regularly, back when I was, like, in all the way up until high school, like, it was always his mom, or him asking his mom that got me over there. And now, from what I understand, his mom and my mom don't speak that much. And even though it's been well over a year, like, not over a year, like, it's been almost a year, like I'd say around April, around the time Black Ops 2 hit the backwards compatibility list on Xbox One, that I was trying to do shit with him. Like, I was trying to play Xbox Live, I was trying to hang out with him. And I would figure by now, he would be well aware that I want to relive the good times, and from what I understand, he's not doing much of anything other than hanging out with friends. So it's like, why can't I be a part of that? I was a part of that once before.
Yeah, it's like I said at the beginning of this topic. Sometimes people just drift apart.
Yeah. It's very true. It's happened to me a couple times, so.
Drift apart for no reason.
You just like, lose contact, like, just
Time,
stop talking.
Time and distance.
That happened to me as well with one particular person. Well, maybe more people, but yeah, that has happened to me with some people, like earlier in my life.
And people just do that for no reason.
It's not like one side of the party; it's both sides of the parties just kind of drift apart.
Yeah,
I don't want to drift apart.
Well, it's a really weird circumstance, and I mean, for me, I feel like that's not a thing that constantly happens to people. I mean, sometimes it just happens, you know?
Mm-hmm.
I guess, to wrap my thing up, though, I guess my problem, at least on the technology side, is that unless someone starts a conversation with me, you know, if they never start a conversation with me, then it's almost as if we're never gonna talk. Because it's like, I'd like to talk to people, but I always feel as though that I'm just gonna bug them or something. And I don't know why I have this feeling, but I just do. And honestly, I'm really glad that Brandon Vandalia, Schnick, and another person sometimes does that a lot, and it makes things a lot easier. And sometimes, you know, I'm the one who starts the conversation with these three, but I don't know. Maybe it's just because I just end up talking to them more. Maybe I just feel a little bit more comfortable. Honestly, I don't fucking know. But mainly I feel that they're the one starting the conversation, and, you know, that's a pretty good thing in my opinion.
Today I started out our conversation by just messaging Adam, "Are you dead?"
He replied, "Yes. Yes, I am."
That's literally how I just, like, started it.
Exactly. But yeah, what do you guys think about how I feel of starting combos?
It can be uncomfortable at times.
I used to be very shy.
For
yeah,
me,
that's a part of it too.
For me, it's a constant problem. Huh?
This looks like an elephant.
But yeah. Well, I guess while we wait for Kagan Gaming to say if you find anything in chat, do any of you have any final words about our 3 or 4 topics we talked about today?
Not really.
Well, I guess I can say that if someone tells you that they don't feel comfortable starting the conversation and they prefer the other party to start the conversation, might want to, take it a little bit seriously, and yeah. I don't know if K-Gun is being sarcastic or is being serious. I kind of get mixed feelings because he's a sarcastic person, but I don't know.
About you, Snick, any final words?
I don't think I know what to. I don't think I know what to think anymore.
I think this podcast made him sad.
I guess. So I guess as we wrap it up. So first of all, before I do the wrap up, I'd like to thank WhatsApp for being here again. At least for this episode. Nice having him back.
I did make a promise last time, so.
As we do our combination podcast let's play.
It's kind of me just wandering around trying to figure out what to do, to be honest.
Wait, you're actually not playing this with a guide?
Not really, no.
Oh my god. That is ridiculously
the first open world Zelda game ever.
That is what, Adam?
That is ridiculously good. I mean, you've done like 3 dungeons, right?
I've done up to Dungeon 4, I think.
Yeah, he's playing back the old school 80s style before strategy guides were a thing.
Yeah, and you can see my NES right here. Although I'm getting hurt now.
Nice. I'm getting hurt now.
So remember, folks. Try to communicate. Preferably in real life, but if you have to, I guess you can communicate on social media, and stick with clubs that you like to do, not clubs that you're forced to do. And if your school would rather somebody kill somebody else than you stopping them, your school fucking sucks.
I mean, honestly, though.
Join us Saturday for episode 98 of the podcast. And as always, we'll figure out the topic.
Yeah.
We'll figure out what the topic it is before then, hopefully. But until then, enjoy the randomness.
Oh yeah.
See ya.
Also, rip me not being here for Saturday, unless you're doing it Friday, cause yeah, party.
We can try. So maybe Friday then.
Oh, maybe.
We'll figure it out later. We'll figure it out.
50-50 chance of either me being here or not being here, because I have a party on Saturday, and yeah, I have to be there, or I have to be at a place called Stratum, which is a huge laser tag place, by 8, and that runs till midnight. So yeah.
At least you get invited to parties.
Well, no, it's my party.
Oh, your birthday party.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
How do I invite myself to my own party?
Oh yeah. Happy birthday, Mario.
You get parties.
Mario about to join us in the adult era.
You get big parties like that.
Big? Well, I mean, it's a big laser tag place, but I'm only expecting 2 to 3 people.
2 to 3 people?
Yeah.
Yeah, MarioTube's about to pull his Ocarina of Time Master Sword out.
Wow, okay. Damn.
We'll see you next time.
Bye-bye.
Burpees.